I love my ear skins. They are an equivalent to a woman getting home after work and taking her bra off. Hey guys, and welcome to another Bodyart Forms unboxing, show and tell, share and care, reveal, whatever you want to call it. What do I call these things? I don't know. Anyway, I do a few of these. I've done a few in the past. I'll put the playlist and or the link at least to the last one down below. Go check them out. But this particular video is going to feature two different unboxings because life got in the way and I lost the footage for the first one. So a big catch up. This video is going to be a little bit long, but hopefully you stick around. I will make it as quick as I can, but I've got a few review stories to go with some of these things. So hopefully you appreciate the actual reviews of them throughout the video. So enjoy and thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Anyway, like most of them, I'm going to talk and I'm going to overlay photos. Okay, so my first order I ordered back in August. I ordered it. I decided to upgrade a lot of my body jewelry to internally threaded, which is where the ends have the little thread on the end and it goes into the bar or into the post. If you don't know what internally threaded means, I still sometimes get confused, but I ordered a new labret bar in an internally threaded bar. I got the Leroy oil slick curved barbell 3mm ball, 16 gauge in 3/8, which is just about 10 millimeters. So when I made this order, it was only recently that I'd got my vertical labret pierced. So this is my first upgrade in jewelry and I wanted to make sure it was good and had the ends that I could easily like replace and mix up and all that. I also got some clickers. One of them is a 9-gemmed paved clicker, 16 gauge 5/16, which is 8 millimeters, I think, in diameter. I also got a prong set alternating gemmed clicker, septum clear black 16 gauge 5/16. That initially was going to be for my daith piercing, but my daith piercing hasn't behaved itself yet and it's still healing and it flares up and down a little bit. So I'm not changing that yet, but that one day will go there. I finally got my snake septum clicker here, the beautiful snake septum clicker. I've been trying to get that for many times, many orders, and it's always out of stock, so I finally got one. It fits nice to put in one of my stretched 3mm like cartilage piercings. I have worn it in my nose at some point, in my septum, sorry, and it's a fun little one to wear. Okay, I decided to get a 3mm 8 gauge 1/2 inch steel with a rubber ball, like a captive bead rubber ball. I wanted something that was able to put in my conch because my conch is stretched up to 3mm, and I wanted a ring that was cool and fancy and thick. I got that. When I put it in, there's a few problems with this one. It's a beautiful ring. The rubber ball to put in it is awesome creation. I love it. I love that idea. I put the ring in. Now the ring is only got a very small, I'll try and get the correct millimeters of how the gap is when it comes to you, like in the packet. But that tiny little gap would be fine for maybe a septum, maybe normal outer cartilage piercing, a lobe, whatever else you want it for. But because mine was going in the conch, you've got all these little dips and hills and grooves and creases and crevices of the ear that's cartilage and hard and very difficult to get it in. So when I initially got it in, I lubed up my ear and I kind of like slid the actual gap through and it pinched and it like slid and grinded and pulled and yeah, all the way into my conch piercing. That was fine. It got in there. I'm like, cool, that wasn't too bad. Flipped it in, put the ball on, perfect. No irritation. Well, the initial like, I've put a new piece of jewelry in my ear type irritation where it's a little bit red and stuff, and that goes away within like the hour, less than that sometimes. That was all fine. I wore it. If the rubber was spun around and sitting against my ear, sometimes it would get a little itchy, but nothing too bad. You just make sure it's not sitting type thing. That was all fine. A couple of weeks went by and it started irritating me when I was asleep because it was pushing and stuff like that. So I figured I'll take it out, give it a break and put it back in later. Didn't think I'd have a problem, except I couldn't get it out of my ear. And so the minor, I can't get this thing out kind of panic kicked in, but I thought I'd leave it. Turns out the problem was the initial getting it in was so tight and difficult. Getting it out was worse because the skin at the back of your ear, it kind of like, it's kind of pinchy, like it's skin, it moves and stuff. So it's kind of collected around the back of the whole of the conch, I suppose is the right word. I wouldn't say it's like a lump or anything like that. It's just skin that's kind of sat there, and it's a little bit more like I don't know, stretched around that. I don't know, you got the normal hole, and then you've got like, it just kind of sits a little fattier, I suppose, fattier tissue around the actual back of the conch hole. It's really hard to explain, but that was there, and because of that, initially I could get the front part of the ring like out into my inner conch area that's out of the hole, but the back part with all the loose kind of skin area that was sitting around, I couldn't get it out past that skin. It's yeah, hopefully you guys are following along with what I'm saying, but I couldn't get that out at all without having the ring open. The ring was way too tough to open on my own, my hands. I tried pliers, it was just pulling, and you know, it was all kind of scary horror movie kind of pulls. So I went looking for some ring opening pliers. None of my local places had ones that would work for a 3mm thick ring. Thankfully, a friend on Facebook came to my rescue with a pair of these. They were a lifesaver. I'm not quite sure if you can see that, but they are quite thick. They're kind of, I suppose, old school for what you see these days out there, but they work beautifully. I put it in the ring and I pried, and very little pressure was needed when I kind of like put in and just squeezed slightly, and the ring opened and it came out, and it was just wonderful. So if you are buying a thick ring like this, either have someone or yourself have a pair of these ring opening pliers if it's going in a more difficult area type thing. So that is a very long-winded story on why that caused me panic. But otherwise, the ring is a beautiful ring, and when I get around to wearing it again, when I want to wear it again, I can now safely put it in and out myself without panicking. I also ordered 2 ends, these little gemmed ends, these ones right here. So I'm going all crystal colors. I also got a, I can't remember what they called it. Meridian blue. Now it's a purple blue, depends on where the light is. It's actually pretty cool. I really like it. I'm wearing it right now on the top. These are all titanium, 4mm, 18 gauge, 16 gauge. And they're all internally threaded ends. I don't know what brand they are. Whatever, they were really cheap, they were good, they were cool, they were fun. And that's what I got. On top of all those looser, smaller items, I also got some new ear plugs. I'm going to call them plugs because they've got an end on them, but technically they're tunnels. Plugs, tunnels, whatever you want to call them. So I was originally at 16mm and I'm now stretching up to 22mm. This one I'm currently wearing is a 19mm ear skin, came in the next order. I'll talk about that in a minute. So because I started off at 16, I needed 18, 19 and 20mm. So I got a honeybee, honeycomb bee, these ones right here. I got them in 18mm, so I had to go up 2mm from 16 to 18, but I got 18mm honeybee and I got 20mm honeybee, honeycomb bee, whatever, tunnels. They all come in a pair. Those sizes are 11/16 and 13/16. Yep. I also got a 3/4 pentagram plugs. They came in a pair. They were, these are all screw ones, like the screw at the back. The honeycomb ones have got like a very smooth, as you can see right here. They've got a very smooth, the way the plug is, but the pentagram ones are more like a washer kind of thing. It's like it's very bulky and sharp looking. When I say sharp looking, I mean they actually really got sharp edges if you put them in wrong, or if you wear them wrong, or if you sleep in them wrong. So originally I've stretched up to the 18mm, that was fine. Then my ear was stretchy enough to put the 19 right here millimeters in. That went well. I wore that for a little while. The front of the pentagram is not proper good quality whatever's, steel, I think. That has caused a green tarnish ring, and it caused my ear to get all red and angry and everything like that. Luckily, the ear skins came in time for me to like switch out to something not sad and scary for my ear. That is good. Once again, I'll get to that in a minute. But yes, if you're buying the pentagrams, although they look really nice and they are well put together enough, unless you can thread it together at the back very like evenly lined up and everything, they do have a habit of jamming. And at one point I had to get like those grippy like jar opener type grips on the back and the front to try and pry it open. It wasn't coming apart at all. It was a little terrifying, a bit like the 3mm conch ring problem. But in general, they're a nice temporary wear plug. So if you're only going to wear them for a night or something, yes. Permanently, no. I haven't gotten to the 20mm yet. Obviously, I'm still wearing the 19. All in all, everything else is cool from that order. Because of the internally threaded pairing of everything, I didn't know if everything was going to match up with the Leroy bar. So I wrote to the guys and I asked if they could, you know, match everything up and make sure everything was compatible. They had put a hold on my order temporarily so they could match everything up, and I had ended up ordering I think 2 sets of gemmed ends that were not compatible. So they fixed that up for me really good, and they are the steel prong set opal threaded ends, 4mm, 16, 18 gauge compatible. So they fixed me up with them, they got the right ones that I needed, and that was really cool. That is the good thing about Bodyart forms. So if you guys ever got questions or unsure about anything, write to them and they get back to you ASAP, which is really quick, and they sort you out and help you out, and yeah, it's really good. Alright, so now on to the second order. The second order I did this month. I got it delivered 2 days ago? No, maybe yesterday. I don't know what today is. I've been playing Fallout 76 since 5 AM yesterday morning, I think it was, so I'm a little out of what day it is and when everything was delivered, but it was on Friday, so I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Anyway, moving on. So I got the usual, you get the gauge card, you get the extra O-rings or whatever else it is that you want to select that's free, and you also get, I picked a metallic gold and black headed sticker. Alright, so this order, I had made the decision after realizing that going up to 20mm, you cannot get many plugs or tunnels or anything fancy in 20mm. The next size up is 22, and that's a more common size for all the pretties, basically. So I had made the decision between August and, what are we now? We're in November today, so August and October, that I had made the decision that I was going to go up to 22mm, and that was my cutoff. In this year I had gone from 12mm up to 14mm. I was going to stay at 14, but 14 kind of clashed with my triple that I've got going. So I've moved back down to a 12mm here. Was it 13? Half an inch? 12? I was at 11 before. I went up to 12. I went 11, 12, 14, back to 12. There we go. I can remember numbers. So it's still a little like crushed up together. Sometimes they pinch if they overlap the wrong way, but in general they fit nicely there, I think. Anyway, we have a steel eyelet with clear gem in 8 gauge 3mm and 4 gauge, which is, I'm pretty sure for the top one, 5mm, I think. I will write that down. I'm not good with gauges versus millimeters. It's an Australian thing. Anyway, I got green and purple ear skins. I love my ear skins. They are an equivalent to a woman getting home after work and taking her bra off. So putting ear skins, just chuck them in your ears. They're light, they're easy, they're flexible, bendable, they feel like nothing. They're perfect for just kicking back and relaxing. So I got a lot of ear skins with these. These ones are in 1/2 inch for here, or 12mm. I got the green and the purple. I had a blue, but it was really thin. Now I need 5/16 wearable. The other ones were 3/8 or something. They were thinner, they weren't as bulky, and they didn't stay open properly because they were thinner. So all of my ear skins now have to be 5/16 wearable. I got ear skins in 3/4. I got to remember one of these. I'm pretty sure it's the 3/4 is, yeah, that's this one. That's 3/4. 3/4 is 19 millimeter, I think. So I got that purple ear skin, silicone ear skin. That's what the ear skins are. I got 2 tanzanite gemmed eyelets steel, one in 8 gauge, one in 2 gauge. 2 gauge I'm pretty sure is 6 millimeter, and the 8 gauge is the 3 millimeter. I'm actually wearing that, and the one, like, I've got 3 piercings there. The one closest to the stretch. Okay, I got a 7/8, which I am so sure is 22 millimeters. Yes, that is my initial end goal for this ear. This is 22 millimeters, so I got a plain, good quality, not sharp, as you can see here, not ear skin. I got a plain, good quality, not sharp, just plain screw tunnel to wear initially when I stretch up to that final size. I got a 16 gauge 5/16, which should be 8 millimeters. Bronze internally threaded labret, which I have up here in this. It doesn't have a name, it's just a cartilage piercing. I put that in, and I have one of the ends that I've worn on my lip just stuck in there while it's still healing. Since changing that from some crappy $2 thing that I had to this one, there was a little bit of swelling, and it's gone completely down since yesterday. So yes, for good quality stuff. I have single hematite 4G and single flare hematite plugs 6 millimeters, which are 2G, which is these two here. Which is here. I want a hematite. I wanted to match up because all 3, but I took the bigger hematite out earlier today. I put an amethyst in because why not? Talking about that, that is the amethyst right there, 1/2 inch or 12.5 millimeters on here. It says single flare stone plug, silicone O-ring at the back thing, whatever you call it. I also got a fluorite in 4G. Pretty sure it's the top one. And I also got a fluorite in 1/2 inch. The fluorite and the amethyst look very similar, but the amethyst has got more of a purple, where the fluorite colour's more see-through-y kind of colours mixed in there. I got 2 of the ends again. I got a tanzanite and a sapphire. I'm not wearing either of them, but I'm pretty sure that the sapphire, the tanzanite's like a purple colour. Pretty sure that's in my ear here. I went the purple. Oh, I got a B end. I wanted something fancy, but I haven't put it in yet. That's here. It's all pretty. It's internally threaded. Alright, I got a single blue spiderweb stone plug, 6 millimeters, so my middle stretch here. Now I got a 8 millimeter long, 3 millimeter ball, I think it is. Curved barbell internally threaded for my lip. Now the other oil slick one I had was 10 millimeter. This one's 8 millimeter. I wanted something smaller because the other one kept like flipping out a little bit by like 2 millimeters, and I was playing with it a lot. So something a little bit smaller. I only just changed it over now because yesterday when I tried to switch it over, I put one out, tried to put the other one in, and it wouldn't go back in. So I put the big one on and that wouldn't go back in. So I had a moment of panic. Apparently changing body jewelry is a panic. A little bit, like it's in panic inducing, but finally got the old one back in. Today I used a really cheap one to kind of feed it through and then feed it back through. So I was like, put 3 rings in my lip, 1, 2, 3 to get the initial one in. I will invest in one of those small kind of feed through taper things in the future at some point. I think that's going to be a good plan. Tropical green, 7/8, 5/16 ear skin. It was a past season. Honestly, I don't really care about past seasons. I go for whatever's cheapest in ear skins. That is a 22 millimeter. I'm not up on like the top brands. It's nice to be able to get top brands, but in general, I go for whatever's kind of cheapest, but still good quality. And at the time there was a clearance bin sale on double flare Diablo Organics, Amethyst, and Amazonite. Now these guys, they're big, and they're the size I'm going up to, the 22 millimeters. Here they are. I'll just show you quickly here. You're not going to be able to fully see the colouring that is the awesomeness that they are. And as you can see, like the half colour of the amethyst. and the Amazonite. Now the Amazonite one has, as it says, it's in the clearance bin because it's got like dips and rough bits and stuff like that. It's got a tiny little bit of rough spot like right on the actual wearable area, but honestly, once your ears are fully healed and you clean them like regularly, that wouldn't be a problem. The the Amethyst one is, I honestly cannot see a problem with it for whatever reason. Maybe it's not round and I can't tell, but it is a beautiful one. Obviously you've seen photos up here, here and here, but those two were $4. I think $7 Australian, something like that, give or take. I'm very excited to wear them. They're a little bit heavy, but I can't wait to put them in. So it's like another 3 sizes up. I think I have to go before I can get to them. I also got the Hematite 1/2 inch 12mm ones that I talked about. They're here. They look really good, all 3 hematites together. We also have 3, I wouldn't say mystery things, but they're presents for my mum. We have these, which are the cat earrings. They also go with this, which is the cat ring. And we have this beautiful pink ring. I don't know what stone it is. I think it's just maybe glass or something like that. But that's pretty cool. Hang on, it says pink shell. There we go. That pink shell one is a size 9. I'm really happy with my order. Obviously, I keep buying from these guys. I don't know what number Bodyart Forms unboxing this is. I'm going to have to start numbering them. But yes, that is my order. Nothing else to say. This is a little bit long, but it's 2 videos in one. So I apologize for... Well, I can't really apologize for life because life happens, but losing the footage and all that, it is what it is. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like this video if you want to continue seeing more. When I buy more, I will do more videos on these kind of unboxings. You guys seem to like seeing unboxing stuff, so thank you for watching, supporting, always appreciated. Hit the like button if you do want to continue following to see more of these. They happen every couple of months or so whenever I make an order. I do other unboxings and random stuff, so go check it out. A little bit of gaming, not as much anymore. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys later. Be good to people, guys. See ya.